Hey my darlings, hey my girls. I hope that you are doing amazing by the time you get to watch this video. Once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, this is your girl, it's just Maureen. This is an amazing channel where we get to discuss about a lot of informative stuffs, and so please, you're welcome to join the family. Grab a seat, remember to subscribe, like the video, share the video, and also feel free to comment down below in the comment section. And to my amazing returning subscribers, you're so amazing, guys, and I truly appreciate. So guys, today I'm just like going to give you a small overview of me coming to Germany, how I am coping so far, and like what I have observed, what I've gone through, basically the challenges of trying to adapt in a new environment, and rather I'll call them culture shock as well. And so I hope that you enjoy the video and let's laugh together. So if you are somebody out there in Africa and you're planning to come to Germany, I'm talking about Germany, to a country that I have come, I have stayed, and I have seen. So I will give you my honest opinion, as I'll make it as raw as possible so that you get to learn one or two things from my experience. I remember when I got my visa, I was so excited, super excited. Like, I didn't want to wait like any longer to come here because I had missed my hubby. I had like I was so on top of the moon, and like I wasn't listening to myself in any other thing apart from just like me coming here and just being here and just getting out of Kenya, because for some reasons I was so tired in a way there. Like everyone has their own options, like everyone has their own likings. For me, Kenya is a good country. I love Kenya. East West home is best anyway, but like I really wanted to come out and start a new life, start something new for myself, coming and being with the love of my life, like really, and just like get things going. So I packed my suitcase very quickly. You would think that the embassy would call me back and say, hey, we got your visa by mistake, please return your passport. I was in that kind of thinking, like, because I was so fast in everything, and I packed my stuff so fast and I started my journey. Before that, my sister was advising me, like, carry this, carry that, try and carry this. Then I was so against. Every time she mentioned something, I was just like, no, 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 it's fine. I will go and I will do what the Romans do, because I really wanted to, like, because I knew I was going like now to a very new environment. I wanted to like do what people are doing. Same, I didn't want to feel special. I wanted to be like any other person over there. So I came to Germany. And guys, the first thing I will start with, that I don't know, I wasn't uncomfortable, but like something I observed was like I didn't find like many blacks here, and that is something you get to observe because you're coming to a different environment, and this is white dominated country, so definitely there'll be a lot of whites compared to blacks. And so when I came to the place where I'm living, like it's not such a big town, so I never got to see like black people. I don't get to see lots of black people here. Like recently I see them one by one on, but when I came here, like I couldn't meet even one of them. And then I was even asking, like, is this normal? I was like, it makes you somehow feel like you're out of place, but it's normal. It's really normal. It's just the same way that when whites comes to Africa, there will be a few of them, because that's an African dominated country. Yeah. So that was it with me. And also, let me tell you a story. When I was coming from Frankfurt to Munich, uh, in that flight, I was the only African person there. It's not like I had that mentality in my head, like, check around, you are the only African. It's just normal. You're just being curious. You know, when you you get into the flight and you seated there waiting for the flight to take off and stuff, you just look around, trying to just check things out and stuff. And then during that process, you notice that, oh, I am the only chocolada or black person and stuff. Yeah, so that was a bit strange, but I got used to, and I love it. In most cases, you can end up in a place, maybe a mall, a shopping center or somewhere. You might find yourself being the only black person there, but it's okay. I haven't yet encountered, sorry, any form of racism. No, not at all. In fact, I've been around the sweetest people ever. Like, I have not had that issue. Plus, I know how to stand up for myself. So, if that happens, I know how to deal with it. But so far, so good. I think things are changing. I'm not saying there is no racism at all, but I'm just saying I am lucky enough to have not encountered that so far. And I pray to God that I never encountered that thing, because it's a really, really, really bad thing to go through. Yeah. Another culture shock that shocked me here is, guys, the smoking. Guys, people are smoking here like nobody's business every now and then. From grandfather to grandmother to aunties to uncles to sons to their daughters. Like, you know, teenagers are smoking so bad that shocked me a lot. I was so like, I didn't expect that. you know for me, where I come from, smoking of cigarette is harmful to your health. So too much of smoking and stuff. And I used to see the like old people smoking only. I never encountered like kids smoking, or and mostly like people I saw smoking, people that I met smoking were like, and it depends also on the environmental area, like maybe clubs, you know in concerts, or in offices, but like, there's a place that is put aside for that purpose and stuff. Like, basically, I have witnessed grown-ups, and these are grown-up men. I've not witnessed women easily, because where I come from, like, you know ladies are not supposed to smoke. Like, that's our culture, that's our belief, and stuff. And so if you're a lady, it's not like it's a rule, it's a law that if a lady is found smoking, you know they'll put to their place. No, like, it's just a normal thing. It's just our culture values. Like, we don't allow that. Like, it's so uncomfortable to smoke if you're a lady. So I was not used to that at all. And here, like, ooh, the whole house, everyone there is smoking. And what even like shocked me a lot was the amount of smoking in ladies are smoking so bad. They're even like, I think they're even smoking more than men, or they're having the same way of smoking. I'm in a class whereby, like, whenever we have a break, like, the my ladies colleagues will smoke, and I'll get shocked. Like, that has not it has never sunk on me. Like, I've never seen that. It doesn't make sense. Like, I can't imagine. And there are young girls, they're you know late 20s, 30s, and I'm just imagining, if you're smoking at that rate, what will happen in the next 10 years. Like, it's just like not okay with me, but it's fine. Everyone has their likings, everyone has their way of doing things, plus it's a new country, so I have to just like cope up with that. And so most likely, anytime you go, anywhere, there's most likely like the next person will be smoking. And so even like being in that environment, if you have not seen that before, it will make you feel a bit uncomfortable. I remember there was a time when I was going to join my school, I went for a small interview and registration, and then I entered. I was a bit early, so I sat in a chair outside. So during that process, it's like a small bench with two seats. So there's this guy who comes in and just sit next to me, and he grabs out a cigarette and starts smoking. And I'm like, in my mind, like, hey. And he didn't even say hello to me. So I'm just like, where do you learn your manners from? Like, you just come here, sit yourself down and start smoking next to me. Who told you like I smoke? Who told you that I'm good with your like the cigarette smell and stuff? You know, like, I was shocked. The guy was so comfortable. He didn't even feel any type of guiltness or something. So he's done with smoking, and then he throw the rest of the cigarette in a bin, which was not so far from that place. And then he continued with his journey. And I was like, man, this is so bad. Okay, another thing is the bicycle riding. Oh my goodness. Bicycles. Guys, here people ride bicycles also like nobody's business. If you plan to come here and you're good with bicycles, trust me, you're good to go. You're in the right place, definitely. And I couldn't believe like old people are riding bicycles. You see grandmas, grandpas, they're riding bicycles, and even the small kids, you know. And it's nice here because, and it's nice and it's easy here because like the roads here are very well done, and we have like on the roads we have a partition whereby there's a footwalk and the bicycle place. So you can walk, like anyone who is walking can walk on one side, and the people who are using a bicycle, it's clearly indicated, drawn, you know, the sign is written bicycles, and so there's a place for them. And it's very amazing because there is no this kind of like rubbing shoulders, you know, how we used to do it back home in Kenya. Like border people don't realize that this is a footwalk, that this is a foot road. They are all over the place, you know, whereby a vehicle cannot pass. They are busy like trying to rub shoulders with pedestrians, and lots of accidents are happening and lots of unfortunate stuff. So I think that is why like probably it wasn't a good idea. Like I was never interested in bicycles when I was when I was in Kenya back at home, because of this kind of stuff. The roads are not safe, first of all. Like everything is just like, you know, everything is collapsing, and everything is going through each other. Like everything is just like messed up completely. So it's not a safe environment, but here it's really a safe environment. So it's even interesting the way some have they have custom made their bicycles. Like I've seen so many of these custom made bicycles whereby like a lady has a bicycle, and then he's kind of extended the bicycle and has put like some small, I don't know if I'll call it a pram, you know, this small car for the kids. Is it that I call it a pram, the pram for the kids, whereby you put the kids in and sort of like take them around. So they will extend that and make some, there's a way they make it, I don't know, it looks like a small vehicle behind their bicycles. So every time they want to go somewhere, they drive their kids as well in the same bicycle. So it's amazing, it's fantastic, something worth seeing, you know. Plus, you know, like the bicycles is good for one's health. It's a very good form of exercise. So I must say they are fit because the way they ride these bicycles, definitely. And the scooters too. The scooters are very common here. In fact, like it's also like it's coming through in a very big way. Like I've seen majority, lots of scooters, and it's so amazing. For me, I'm still not there with the bicycle thing. And when I came here, like, my hubby was so insistive of, like, I need to know how to ride a bicycle, and he just imagines that I must like learn the bicycle, how to ride a bicycle, so that it's easier for me, it will save my time and stuff. But I didn't grew up riding a bicycle. The only time I see a bicycle is, from a distance. Like, I would see a bicycle. I have not, like, gotten closer to have the passion to want to learn how to ride and stuff. I don't know. Probably my big brother, and my big sister, they had an opportunity of, as kids, they had a bicycle, so they kind of like trained to ride and stuff. I'm sure for them maybe could be a good thing to do here. Another thing, guys, you need to know, people here work so hard. They work very hard for their money. So anytime someone sends you money from abroad, you really need to be so thankful. You really need to appreciate them, however little it is. See, I used to have that notion also, like when I was growing up. Just because you see your aunties, uncles, your relatives or friends abroad, and then you get an assumption that they are so rich, they have so much money and stuff, and so you are entitled to their help in one way or another. It's not the case. I think it's so unfortunate to think like that. Like, people here work so hard. They wake up so early in the morning, they come back to their homes so late, they overwork, they really overwork. They do even more than one jobs, to be able to sustain a living, because also the cost of living here is high. As much as the paying here is very good and stuff, but the cost of living is high. Like my learned friends, you can understand that. Yeah. So whenever you have relatives or friends, be patient with them, embrace them, even if they don't help you. You still keep in touch, like, you still love them regardless. Don't feel so entitled. I have seen a situation whereby relatives becomes enemies because you feel entitled to their help, and you feel like they didn't come through when they were supposed to come through. It's because people are struggling out here. It doesn't matter where you are, everyone is struggling. Everyone is trying to make ends meet.